Hi everyone, welcome to Film Log Update number 16, covering most of the films that I watched or rewatched during May and June 2022. So yes, we're back once again, and I do apologise. It's now, well, it's going to be August. It's now the end of July as kind of recording this video, and just for the films for May and June. I've been very busy recently, and including film related stuff. But yeah, it's just I guess it's been, as of recording this, actually 27 days since I last kind of uploaded to the channel, and that is not going to happen again. That's been, that's never happened since the first few videos on the channel where I was just kind of starting out, and it's just, I do apologise for that. I've been busy, but I could have I guess pushed myself and kind of found the time, and that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. At least I'll kind of aim to once again upload once a week. And that'll be kind of working from there, and kind of perhaps improving on that. But really just regular uploads, and I have got around 7 or 8 different videos already recorded. So there's definitely content on the backlog, as well as films and videos that I plan on doing that have been kind of on a list on my phone and stuff. That I've just got a massive amount of films and stuff and ideas to kind of put to the channel. So yes, once again I will be kind of going back to a kind of some kind of routine, and whatever the case, if I'm busy or not, I'll be doing that. And I do apologise for that. But yeah, better late than never. And because as well, there's a video that I filmed, or a couple actually that I filmed last year. So yeah, I need to upload them as well. And I guess some YouTubers perhaps that happen to people as well, out there, but it's just not a case that I've it's never happened to me, I guess. And looking on when they were recorded on the laptop and stuff, I have the information. I was kind of shocked. I still haven't uploaded those videos, but yes, with all that said, let's kind of once again go back to regular content on the channel, and starting off today with the film look update. So yes, once again I'll be going through the films, and most of the films I've been watching and stuff, and also awarding, at the end of the video, my favourite first watch of May and June. So yes, that'll be interesting as well, and have been, watching many great films, over the last few months. But of course, once again, another disclaimer here. I guess this video, of course, is always, kind of my opinion, and certainly just what I feel about different films, and cinema is subjective. But yes, I guess, looking at these films, there are quite a few kind of popular films, kind of well-regarded films, that I just did not, like at all, and some real surprises in there, including, kind of a film I got for Christmas. But yes, we'll get into that, and just films, that I did not, like, and I thought I would. Most of these films, that was kind of that I'm referring to here. But yes, just kind of say, it's not me saying that these films, are objectively bad. I don't agree with, objectivity really in cinema, and I just think this is my opinion, and it's just, did I connect with a film? Did I, kind of, was I invested? Do I care? And was I, kind of entertained? I know they're kind of similar things, but that's always what I look out for, in a film. And if it doesn't really do that, it's not a film that I, kind of enjoyed overall. So yes, there's certainly a few films here that I gave, basically my lowest kind of star rating, and all this kind of stuff out of 10, if you will, and kind of certainly as well in July. So that'll be in the next kind of video as well. There's a few there, but yeah, just a word of kind of thing there. This is just my opinion, and I always welcome different opinions on film, and this is just certainly going to be a few popular films here that I don't enjoy at all, but it's just my opinion, and just a healthy, respectful discussion. I look forward to that. So yes, we'll start off though with a couple of films that I do, well, the first one I love, and that is Anchorman. So yes, I've seen this about kind of 4 times now, and kind of first probably watching this film, I think it was 2018, kind of thing, and or 2017, I can't remember now, but yes, I watched it, and it's grown on me more and more every time since, and it's certainly a film now that I do love, and it's just such a kind of pleasing film. The characters, and all these actors, of course, kind of obviously Will Ferrell and Steve Carell, just in the sequel as well, which I watched a few days after, of course, the legend continues. This is a film, the second one that I really I do like as well, actually, and that's a very, very divisive film. I don't like it as much as the first. It's nowhere near as good for me, but I really do like this film, and I think just even Steve Carell, even when his character is Brick dialed up, in that film, I can't help myself. It is just for me personally, a hilarious film, and I think even when it's really over the top, I just for the most part, I do actually really find this funny, and just it's a film. It's not as good as the first, but the second one very, very enjoyable as well, and some real just great camaraderie again, and so the first Anchorman I love, and I think kind of up there, the best for me, Adam McKay films. It could be my favourite, but I guess Step Brothers is also very, very close. But maybe at the moment I would say, the edge goes to Anchorman, personally for me. So yes. Also watching around that time Rise of the Foot Soldier once again, and I went through these films again, and seeing Origins as well. On that same month, May, and that's a film that I did. We'll start with that. I really, really like that film. In fact, most of the film I loved, and this kind of Vinnie Jones being in this film as well. That was just great to see. But I think right up there with the first, really, for me. And yes, the first Rise of the Foot Soldier film, really is such a good film in my opinion. And I think the sequels as well. We have the second one. That's a good solid film, although it's not as enjoyable, and it's just a bit flat at times for me. And I think the final act doesn't really, some things in there that don't really kind of come together too well for me. But overall, it's a good film. I do praise, and the third entry, it's just delightful. Just a hilarious film, and really just epic in places. And yes, the fourth film, of course, the fourth Rise of the Foot Soldier, is actually a film that is even better than I remember last time round. It's definitely a good film, and I think I do probably prefer this to the second film, and I think all of these films though, including of course Origins especially, it's just so enjoyable sequels, and the first Rise of the Foot Soldier film is my favourite, and I think all of these sequels though, I know they're not really too acclaimed at times, they're quite divisive, but for me, I do, I'm quite a big fan of all of them really, and yes, just it was great to go through these films again. I do hear once again there's kind of a sequel kind of in development in some way, and of course Craig Fairbrass is going to be returning as Pat Tate, so I look forward to that massively. So yes, if you haven't seen these films, I highly recommend them. They're kind of they're definitely very comedy based, and that's definitely one of the things that I get out of these films the most. But yes, going from that, I think I pretty mentioned this film last time round, but yes, Jackass Forever. I did say I'd be going through the Jackass films, and that's not going to change. I will be doing that, and yes, just I think though Jackass Forever, is just so pleasing. A great film, and I think it was great to see different characters returning, and new characters as well. It was really great to see all them, and it's just hilarious film, and really once again a warm, charming film, experience, and just highly recommend the Jackass films if you've not seen them, and I love the Jackass films, and yes, also watched kind of 4.5, Jackass 4.5, highly impressive, I think one of the best kind of 0.5s, I guess, of the Jackass films, and just a really pleasing experience as well. And yes, going on from that, the final kind of dive room kid film, of course, Dog Days, and just once again rewatching this, I did say that I was watching this kind of trilogy again, and yes, Dog Days, I think it's definitely a film that's I love personally, and it's not quite as good as the second film for me personally, Roger Rules, but I do love this film, and I think the first one as well, really overall I loved, but I think these two especially, 2 and 3, of this trilogy, certainly films that I love, and just so kind of just warm, kind of charming films, and really great comedies. That's the thing as well. So yes, it's great to kind of go through these again, and it's a nice kind of experience. And yes, here we go. This is a Hitchcock film, and of course, I will be reviewing this film. In fact, let me just think, I have reviewed this film, and I will be uploading this film, kind of at some stage, and that is Frenzy. This film, wow, really, really surprised me, and I haven't yet seen, the final one, Family Plot from Hitchcock. But I think, this being a penultimate film, by Hitch, this really is a great, great film, and I think just a very, very surprising film. Back to in some way, his kind of glory days, of these thrillers, of this kind, and a very dark film, and just so much better for me than Topaz, and Tom Curtin. These films. This is kind of once again a return to form, and I really was very, very kind of surprised by this film, and just a great experience. I'll be reviewing this film, or of course uploading the review. So wait until that video to hear my full thoughts. Frenzy. What can I say? Hitchcock. Then we have an MCU film here, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and this is I enjoy the first Doctor Strange film. I think it's it's a good solid film. I don't love that one, but I was very intrigued to see this one. Obviously, Sam Raimi, once again, making a superhero film, and it's very exciting. But unfortunately for me, this is just not a film that done much for me. Overall, I kind of liked it, but it's definitely very, very close to the bottom, of my MCU, ranking, and it just, let me just, kind of think on it. It was very, it was flat at times. Once again, the villain, I'm not a fan of this one, this film, and it was just kind of a slog at times for me personally, and definitely things to enjoy, and overall, because the performances and some of the characters definitely kept this film, together. I do like the film, but I think overall it doesn't really do too much for me as an MCU film, and just as a a superhero film in itself, it was a fine, okay film, but it wasn't one that I loved personally. So yes, but for me, Phase 4, in a general sense, No Way Home was great, although I had some issues with it, and of course Shang-Chi, is great, and Eternals, but there is overall something lacking, and we'll get to for Love and Thunder on the next video. But just as a whole, and then taking into account the kind of the shows that are getting made as well, and one of which I have already seen all the way through, which I wasn't a fan of. I think Phase 4 is not quite as I think it's basically just a little bit underwhelming as a whole, and the actual. Just building towards something, and I think just overall, going to see a film, at the cinema and MCU, or just at home, seeing one of these films, it's not quite as kind of an event, for me, and I'm not kind of as ooh, what's going to happen here, kind of thing in the next one. Just Phase 4, is a bit underwhelming for me overall. Although obviously some great films in there, but I think Doctor Strange 2 is one of the films that just. Is an example of one that I don't really care for too much, and I hope Phase 5 is kind of picks up again, because I love the MCU, but I think Phase 4 is a bit of a letdown overall, just for me personally. But yes, next up, a rewatch here of a film that I saw many, many times as a kid, and that is Con Air, of course, John Malkovich, Nicolas Cage, and John Cusack. Great stars here, and really, just a very enjoyable film for me actually. And I know this is kind of divisive. Some love this film, and some think it's not too good. I really like this film, and just this kind of campy experience, and really a funny film, and quite epic as well in the action, and it just really kind of zips along. A really kind of investing thriller, kind of action film. So yes, it was great to rewatch that film again, and then we have a film here, Panic Room, of course, David Fincher, and I reviewed that film. So wait until that video for my full thoughts. But I love this film. I really did. Very much a surprise. Better than for me than it's kind of. It's its reputation kind of says. So yes, Panic Room, a great one to see, and highly recommend this film if you've not seen it and you've kind of glossed over this kind of Fincher film, because it's kind of a gem for me actually. And yes, then we have John Wick Chapter 3 and John Wick 2 as well, obviously, for that. So yes, John Wick 2 I absolutely love, and I love I love all these films in the trilogy actually, and John Wick 3. Certainly a film. I sat down with two with high expectations, and it's a film. Yes, I did love once again, and just a great experience, and I'll be talking about these films hopefully at some point soon. So yes, we'll kind of save the full thoughts for that. But I really love this franchise, and the first one even is great, and I think just John Wick 2 only builds on that, and it'd be very interesting to hear your thoughts on these films as well. And obviously, I look forward to the John Wick 4 and stuff, which will be coming out as well at some point. So just love Keanu Reeves and these films. So yes, going through some here that I've actually mentioned already. So yes, The Tree of Life. Once again, rewatching this film, and as I've kind of been going through over time different Terrence Malick films again, and The Tree of Life I will be reviewing, of course, on the channel, because I haven't actually got a proper review up really of that film with my full thoughts, stuff, and talking on the extended cut as well, because for me that is the best way to see this film. But yes, I cannot wait to talk about that film, and for me, it really is stunning work, and one of my favourites, certainly one of my absolute favourites, of the century, and specifically of the 2010s. But The Tree of Life, it's just a masterwork for me. Not for everyone, of course. It could take kind of more than one viewing, just because as well. I guess I was a bit younger, but I watched it the first time round. I wasn't really, I wasn't loving the film. Let's just say that. But instantly after that, second watch onwards, it's become one of my favourites. And actually, it could be the case of that, more than any other film, where it's gone from not really too sure on certain parts of the film, but loving elements to absolutely loving a film. I don't think there's been a film quite like that, perhaps really, or at least it's right up there with an example of that. But yes, going through some films here, Silver Linings Playbook, of course, David O. Russell film, and I love this film. I saw it a few times back when it was first released, and just always kind of remembered this film, and just fond memories of this, and I remember loving the film, and watching it again. Yeah, I really love this film. Just Jennifer Lawrence. I really love as an actress, and she's just great in this film, and of course Bradley Cooper as well. Could be his best performance, and obviously Rocket Raccoon as well. I absolutely love these two. But yes, just a stunning film, and of course De Niro as well. Is great in this film. Just such a pleasing one. Really. It's just a really kind of emotional film at times. But it's a charming, kind of nice comedy as well. So yes, just and a romance, of course. So I just love this film. And next up, we have, of course, Sonic the Hedgehog from 2020, and I think I was kind of hyped a little bit to see this film. Just out of intrigue. I'm a massive video gamer, of course, and I do love particular Sonic games. Going way back for stuff. Sonic Heroes was the last one that I guess I really played a lot of. But there is some classics there. In the franchise. So I was interested in seeing this film, and overall it's a fine film. There were some things I really didn't like about this, stuff, and some of the human characters, what was going on. I guess just very basic drama at times. I found, but overall, and by the end of this film, I think this is definitely a nice, charming film, and one to kind of appreciate, and I did enjoy this overall, and I do praise the performances, and I think just the actual seeing Jim Carrey as well, it was great, and just a kind of wacky film at times. Sometimes I guess not wacky enough, and it could be more kind of in Sonic's world. I guess there's some definitely untapped potential, for me in this film. But I look forward to seeing the sequel and seeing what happens there. But yes, Sonic the Hedgehog, not a film that I loved, but it was a fine film, a solid film, and one that I did enjoy. So yes, that's just my opinion there. And Yes, next up is Jane Campion's The Power of the Dog. So yes, this is a film, a Netflix film that I was looking forward to massively. Of course, Benedict Cumberbatch and all these great stars, of course. Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons, massive cast, and really was hyped for this film, and it really did live up to it. I think a great film in my opinion, and just really very very interesting film. The direction it goes in, and I won't kind of give any spoilers here, but I recommend seeing this film, and as well, just I saw shortly after this, another Jane Campion film, The Piano, so a very very famous film, obviously as well, and Harvey Keitel, and just this obviously Holly Hunter, and this is a film that I'd also heard many things about over the years, and just had never got around to kind of seeing this film, and finally saw it, and this is a really really good film as well. I did enjoy this one, and I thought it was an impressive film, and just not as I think I definitely I preferred The Power of the Dog, but it's definitely The Piano, a very good film as well, and solid outing as well, and one that I did get a lot from, of course, and Sam Neill, it's great to see him in a film like this as well. So yes, seeing a few Jane Campion films, which were both really impressive, and go through some here. This is an unfortunate one here. I guess it's one of the popular ones I was kind of referring to at the beginning, although not a one that I gave my lowest score to. But yes, Scanners, David Cronenberg, of course, and have seen some of his films. Videodrome, The Fly, History of Violence, all absolutely stunning films. But this film, for me, just did not do it. For me, and just I think it was interesting. It was an interesting start. I was kind of intrigued by this film. Definitely commend the way in which Cronenberg kind of opened this film up. But just very shortly after that, it just went off the rails, and it was just too. It's very bizarre. And it's just I didn't really get behind the actual the acting in this film, and just the tone of it, it's just very, very much off. And then, in the second half, it just became very, very boring for me, unfortunately. So yes, love sci-fi, love horror, and love, wacky kind of ideas. One that really, ones that, get you thinking about different things. But, for me, this just didn't really work. And, I think even, the action, where it was in the film, didn't really speak to me either. So Scanners, it's just not a film for me. Not one that worked in my opinion, and massive fan of Cronenberg. Massive respect for this filmmaker. But personally, I didn't really care for Scanners. So it's just a one that it didn't really do it for me. That's fine, of course. And here's a one, yes, so this was just, very unfortunate, and of course, Jean-Luc Godard, is a filmmaker. I got the box set, recently, that kind of 5-film box set, and, it's actually for Christmas as well, so I got that, and I thought, it's off to a good start, Breathless, a solid film, I got a lot from, it's quite inspiring, and, it was a very interesting film. Overall, it was investing, it's kind of, a unique film in different ways. I didn't love the film, it's not one of my favourites, but I did think, that was quite, okay, and, just, of course, the next film, Woman is a Woman, that, was one that I did like a lot more, and that was a good film for me, and, it's kind of, it had, joy in it, and it was just, a pleasing film, and very, very unique as well, kind of, very, inspiring in different places the way it was made, the filmmaking elements, but, after that, seeing Contempt, this is, the next one I saw in this box set, and just for me, it was unfortunately mostly unwatchable, and I just think, personally for me, and just as I say, I did like the first 2 Godard films, that in this set that I have, but I think Contempt is when I just kind of I dropped out really in that sense. Did not enjoy this at all. Really, the first 15-20 minutes, I was kind of enjoying it in a way, but more to, I was kind of intrigued by this, and it was an interesting start, and then you see where the film goes, different on different occasions, you know, a first act is not necessarily going to be where you know, just from my experience, that you're going to love the film, but you know, you could be intrigued by, you know, how a film starts, and then, you know, you see later on if you've actually, what you've got from that, you know, in terms of have you loved a first act. Very hard to explain, but you know, I guess, you know, I was taking it all in and seeing where it would go, and it was definitely an interesting start. It's just that after that, you know, it's just unbearable, and there's characters walking through in between different rooms, repeating dialogue, you know, really repeating lines, basically the same point over and over again, and just flat, you know, not emotional really for me, and just the way in which the poetry was used, you know, in this film, it just didn't work for me personally, and yeah, so you know, it's a well shot film at times, but for me, did not do it for me at all, and you know, just I didn't connect to this film whatsoever really, and by the end, you know, it was a real slog. You know, it took a lot out of me, this one, but you know, I guess I'm being a bit more you know, enthusiastic about this one because very recently, and I will just say it now so we get out of the way, but you know, the next film in the set, Alphaville, you know, this is a film that I was very hyped for, you know, actually, and after seeing Contempt, I was less so hyped personally, but you know, I set out to see this film, and I thought, you know, yeah, it's going to be sci-fi, it's going to be actually perhaps a bit more interesting, even just you know, a film that I could like perhaps, and you know, I set out to see this film Alphaville, and unfortunately, this was even worse for me, and I liked it even less, and it just did not work at all. You know, just and the constant, you know, just kind of smacking of the lips, you know, really into the mic, you know, just burp talking, you know, just from the kind of narrator, or you know, if you will, you know, that was just one of the many things that I hated about this film. You know, unfortunately, I really despised this film, and you know, again, you know, if people like this film, you know, absolutely fine. But you know, it's also absolutely fine for me not to like it, and you know, it was an extremely boring film, unfortunately, and just, you know, constant beeping, and you know, as I say, this off-putting narration, and then you know, some just occupied, all these moments where it's just so baffling to me what's going on. You know, I understand the film, of course, but you know, it's just as it is to how you know, this film, what's going on. You know, people, just the things that happened in this film. You know, I'm not going to go into because it could be spoilers, perhaps. But you know, really unbearable film for me, and. Again, you know, off to a good start, you know, on the Goddard set, but you know, for me, Contempt and Alphaville are some of my least favourite films that I've seen really ever, and you know, all the way through, and that's a shame. Again, with all respect, just my opinion, and yeah, I just really did not like these films at all, and you know, they're both. Yeah, Alphaville, you know, is just unwatchable for me, and Contempt is up there as well. It's pretty close to that, you know. If not, you know, actually unwatchable. Just my opinion. It's just, you know, I have a different brain to everyone else, obviously, and everyone has their own brain and their own kind of way in which they process things and how they connect to a film, relate to a film. But you know, it just did not work for me at all, Alphaville, and didn't really, you know, Contempt either. But yes, moving on from that, we have Tick Tick Boom, of course, starring Andrew Garfield, and this is the one that I really loved, and you know, just an inspiring film that I'd recommend seeing, and yeah, just. You know, a really uplifting, you know, kind of experience, and you know, quite emotional places, and yeah, just it inspired me. It really did, and you know, that's great, and yeah, I recommend seeing this film, of course. And after that, I saw Mud. So you know, quite a great double kind of 2 days there, of course. Mud, starring Matthew McConaughey, and you know, this film once again blew me away, and very close to actually making the favourite first watch of May, and just not quite there. But yes, overall, love this film. You know, just very starts out very interesting, and most of the film, you know, I absolutely loved. Just one particular thread throughout, you know, that just kind of lessened my experience of the film. You know, of course, and just perhaps, you know, kind of didn't really need this actual. Plot line to still be, you know, this kind of the experience that I got from it, and just, you know, a few things that just kind of you know, slights in the film. Overall, though, absolutely loved it, and you know, highly recommend seeing this as well. And had heard about this film for quite a few years, and you know, just always been wanting to check it out. So yes, finally seeing Mud, did not disappoint, of course. And yes, after that, seeing once again Iron Man. I'm just at the moment going through some of the MCUs again, and well, most of the films. Once again, great to see Iron Man, the first one, a great film for me, and a great way to kind of kickstart, the MCU, of course. I've seen it a few times now, obviously, quite a few times, and I just love this film. Obviously, Robert Downey Jr., it's just legendary in this role, of course, and really, they got it, right straight away with this, and on the same day I saw. Once again, a climax, of course, Gaspar Noé, and saw this again. Seen it a few times now, of course, but yes, really good film overall for me, and just a very inspiring film in the way it's made, and really unique and just an investing film. After that, I saw a much lighter film, of course, than Climax, and fantastic Mr. Fox. This film truly. Leave it to Wes Anderson to deliver the goods, and this film once again, pretty much no exception here. Another film that I loved, and I will be reviewing this at some point. It's not kind of in my top 3 kind of thing, Wes Anderson films, but it really is a film that I loved, and I love the animation, the characters, and just the charm of this, this film here. Also, it has dark moments, and it really is. A stunning film that lives up to the kind of the expectations I had of it, and I much prefer this to, as well. For example, Isle of Dogs, the other kind of similar film, obviously being animation and stuff from Wes Anderson. But I much prefer this, and I will be reviewing this at some point very soon. The day after that, I saw In the Name of the Father once again. Film I saw a few times when I was younger as a kid, and of course Daniel Day-Lewis. Just Pete Postlethwaite as well, in this film, and both legendary performances here, and this is for me, a masterpiece, and just absolutely stunning. Once again, really blew me away, and a real kind of tragic film at times, obviously based on real events, and as well, it is kind of life affirming, and the way in which. Pete Postlethwaite, of course, and Daniel Day-Lewis, this chemistry throughout, it's just unbelievable, and this film truly is, a stunning one, and so moved by this once again, and just stunning film, really is, such a great one, and highly recommend this film if you've not seen it. Definitely one of the many, masterful performances from Daniel Day-Lewis, and Pete Postlethwaite as well. His best role that I've seen, absolutely perfect in this film, and yes. Emma Thompson as well, wow, what a film. Moving from that, we have Ravenous, this kind of French horror film, and a very interesting film. I can't remember too much about it now, really, to actually speak of, but it is, a very atmospheric one that I did enjoy, the use of silence at times, and, just a really on-edge film. Some things that didn't really work for me, the way it comes together, really for me, didn't, kind of deliver, but, I think, a very enjoyable film, and, some interesting characters, and just an investing film that I really enjoyed, and we have I Lost My Body, of course, an animated film, really love this one, just a very unique, kind of shocking at times film, but, really charming as well, and just wonderful animation, and, great kind of a great story. This, kind of taking a simple idea, of course, and really expanding on it and telling it in a very interesting way. I love this film, and certainly one that lived up to, once again, my expectations. So yes, then we have Her, of course, a Spike Jonze film, and starring Joaquin Phoenix, and this, is a great film for me, and really love this film as well, and very, I think, other than the kind of, perhaps, the final 20 minutes for me, I didn't love, personally, I was kind of, absolutely loved the rest of the film, but I was kind of, unsure of the ending, and just the last 20 minutes, the direction it went, but, I think, overall, a stunning film, and, yeah, a great one to finally see, of course. And Spike Jones, really directed this wonderfully. So yes, around that time as well, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Of course, this wonderful, wonderful film, this romance film, and of course, I've been hearing about this film for a while now, and finally seeing it, and really stunning, stunning film, and really emotional, and just a beautiful achievement. The first 20 minutes, I must say, I was kind of unsure of whether I would love this. It's a very a strangely kind of I would flat film perhaps, but once things kind of get going in that sense, and different characters are together, I loved the entire rest of the film. The high points were absolutely masterful, and really by the end of this, just so moved, and I did give this the kind of the 10 out of 10, it rounded or 5-star rating. So really love this film, and certainly one of the best films that I watched now in June. So yes, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Highly recommend this film, and a great one to see. And next up, here's the one that I won't review because I was perhaps going to review it, but I wasn't a big fan of this one, and I didn't really see the point in reviewing every film that I'm not a massive fan on, even if I do initially plan on doing so. But yes, A Hidden Life by Terrence Malick, of course, one of my top 15 filmmakers, favourite filmmakers of all time, and absolutely love this guy's work. This was an okay film. It was quite good at times, and especially the first 45 minutes, I loved. I thought it really does deliver, and after that, it just took a real turn, and at times it was kind of repetitive, drawn out, and just flat, in different moments in the middle portion of the film, and it's wonderful visually throughout, really. But I just think that this story as well, and the way it started out, with such promise, I think it kind of went off the rails a bit, and just for my personal liking, it wasn't as kind of character focused after that, and it was just kind of meandering, and it was at times a bit sluggish, as the film went on. It kind of picked up again, in the very final moments, but overall, I think this is an okay film. I did enjoy it. I certainly was very impressed by elements of this film, throughout. But it's that first 45 minutes for me that I really truly responded to, and after that, it was a bit underwhelming for me personally. But always look forward to and support the next Terrence Malick film. So yes, can't wait to see what he does next. This one for me was just not quite. It didn't really do it for me, and I don't think it's going to be a case of rewatching it and loving it. It's just it really was something I was just disinterested in the later parts of the film. But overall a good film, or an okay film. A fine film that I enjoyed. But not a film that I loved, and certainly not one of my personal favourite Terrence Malick films. So yes. Next up, In Bruges. So of course, a Colin Farrell film that I was looking forward to seeing, and Martin McDonagh, of course, directing this film, and obviously I had seen Seven Psychopaths, a while back, and I recently rewatched that film after seeing this, and then I saw Three Billboards as well, and so we'll talk about these films now. In Bruges, it was a fine film. It was an okay film. A good film, I would say, actually. But just after the kind of first act, it just became a bit, kind of unenjoyable at times to see, and I think the characters, this is the thing, I did not connect to the characters really, other than of course Brendan Gleeson's character, who I loved throughout. I think he was a really great character, but Colin Farrell's character, and this character and that character, just I think they were just a bit too unlikable, and I couldn't really get behind them, and just as well, it wasn't as investing of the script as I would have thought. I think it really was off to a really good start. I loved moments at the beginning of the film, and seeing Colin Farrell, and Brendan Gleeson, together quite a bit there. There's some good comedy here, although some comedy that I didn't like. But as it went on, it was just a bit, bit unenjoyable. Let's just say that, and some things I didn't really appreciate in what the characters were doing and saying. So yeah, an okay, good film, I guess, and one that I do recommend. Just not a film that I was massive on really. But Seven Psychopaths. Watching that again shortly after, and that's a film that I do really like, and I think that's better than In Bruges personally. And then we have first time watch of Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. So yes, this is the great one. For me, from this director, and wow. This is a really stunning film. Not quite perfect for me, but it really is a great film. And obviously Sam Rockwell and Frances McDormand. Especially in this film, just so great, and just Woody Harrelson as well. So great in this film. Really kind of emotional, and just highly investing film. Of course, the tone is finally for me. That's the thing of these films. Just perfected really by this director, and I think just for the most part that is, and just so investing, and just one that I can sit back and just really get immersed in this world, and to these characters, and the kind of the stakes, and their motivations, and throughout consistently. This is my favourite from this director, Martin McDonagh. So yes, really great film that I highly recommend seeing. Of course, and yes. We have a few films I'll brush over there, stuff there, and yes. Then we have Pride, of course. Finally seeing this film, it'd been on my watch list for many years, of course, since it came out. But yes, finally seeing this film, of course, in June, and such a great film, and highly recommend seeing this, of course. And just I won't kind of spoil the film. Just watch it for yourself and see what you think. But for me, this is just a stunning film, very important film, of course, one that everyone should see, and just so emotional, this film, and just investing, and comedic, of course, and really surprising as well. The way the film went, different directions, locations and stuff, and just the characters, and they're kind of just following their kind of their stories. It was really it was a great kind of ensemble piece, and getting investing in different characters, of course. A variety of characters to kind of get behind, and see kind of their story. So yeah, just a great film that I really loved, and it's a very moving film, of course. So yes, Pride. Highly recommend seeing this. And yes, then after that, I saw finally Marriage Story. Of course, a film that's been praised massively, and once again, I love this film. Really great, experience, and just seeing this film, I was just definitely very moved by this, and really invested by this as well, of course. And Adam Driver especially is so great in this film, and just a film I recommend seeing. Of course, most people have seen this film. I guess I was one of the last people, in that sense. But yes, Marriage Story, a great film for me personally. And next up we have Licorice Pizza, and of course from Paul Thomas Anderson, a review will come for this film, of course, eventually. And what can I say? Had high expectations, but this exceeded, that. So it blew me away, of course, and just so surprising, in terms of how high this is actually in my ranking of, the Paul Thomas Anderson films. This is a return to, the special feeling, that magic, actually of his earlier films, for me personally. So yes. Seeing the second Borat film after that, and just a film that I enjoyed. Not a film that I was massive on personally, and I definitely prefer the first Borat film. But all that aside, it's really great to see once again Sacha Baron, kind of going back to this character, and obviously very different to the first for many different reasons. Obviously, including just the nature of making this film, obviously, and kind of returning to this character. It's very tricky to kind of pull off him going back, obviously, as he couldn't have done the exact same thing, kind of for people recognizing him and stuff. But yes, just for what it is, it's definitely a solid film, especially the final act. I really liked that. And, just a funny film, exposing different people as well, kind of just of malicious intent, and yeah, just you know, it's always great to see that, you know, just like the first Borat film, and you know, just as well, you know, a charming you know, film in its own way, you know, as just a comedy. So yes, moving on from that, we have Sicario, of course, yes. So yeah, this is a film that I've been looking forward to seeing. Denis Villeneuve, you know, making this film, and yeah, obviously Benicio del Toro, and you know, massive cast here, and I really liked, you know, in fact, I loved the first kind of act of this film. In fact, the first half overall, you know, really definitely got behind, but it went in a very strange direction, and you know, for me, just wasn't as investing, and a bit one note, and the ending was just disgusting for me. You know, I must say, didn't like the outcome. You know, really did not get behind the kind of what this film was going for. You know, morally and stuff, and how it was doing that, and just did not like you know, that and the way this turned out. You know, it's just one of my you know, it's one of those moments I just actually, you know, just really was responding to negatively the final act. But you know, overall, definitely impressive film. You know, lots of praise here, and a very well made film at times. And overall, you know, I did enjoy this one. You know, I do praise this film, but you know, it's not a film that I'm massive on. You know, I'm not you know, a big fan of this film personally, just for me. And yes, moving on from that, we have The Trial of the Chicago 7. So yes, you know, this is a film that I really recommend seeing. Obviously, quite a famous case, and you know, some great actors here, and I think the standouts, once again, yes, Sacha Baron Cohen, you know, in this film, and Eddie Redmayne, and of course, yes, Jeremy Strong. These actors, you know, just great in this, and especially, in, obviously, as always, you know, Mark Rylance, you know, once again, you know, on fire here, and you know, a really interesting film, a very good film for me, and one that I thought, you know, it got better and better actually as it went through, and you know, really investing, and just you know, kind of inspiring film, and you know, really one that you know, I loved different characters in this, and just you know, its messages, and just yeah, really you know, responded well to this one, and highly recommend seeing this. So yes, going from that, yes, once again though, we have another film that I just wasn't it did not work for me at all personally, and it just washed over me, and you know, I was just I was out after, you know, kind of 10 minutes of this film really, and the first few bits, you know, I kind of enjoyed, but yes, The Fountain by Darren Aronofsky, of course, and a filmmaker who I, you know, really love, have a lot of respect for, and you just really love, you know, The Wrestler, and of course, Requiem for a Dream, and yes, just thinking on it now, yes, Mother as well. You know, Mother is a great film for me personally. Very divisive one, but The Fountain, you know, this film here, yes, it just, after that first 10 minutes, you know, it's just, I was not, you know, invested in this, you know, it's just, the tone of this film, you know, really, you know, quite, it just, yeah, the tone of this one was really strange, and, you know, I just did not get invested in this, and it was boring for me, and, yeah, just, there's just something about this that was just, you know, unfortunately, it's just insincere, and it was too, you know, it just kind of, it was trying, you know, and I do commend, obviously, you know, I never want to take away from any filmmaker, but, you know, it's just, you know, really trying to give something very, very emotional and grand, and it just, unfortunately, it all fell flat for me, and, you know, just personally, did not like this film, not for me, and I didn't think, you know, I thought it was pretty much unwatchable as well, actually, unfortunately, just did not go in, you know, did not sit well with me, and yeah, just, I did not enjoy this one at all. It was a real slog, unfortunately, and yeah, just quite cringy, actually, at times. I never really say that too much, but, you know, just, yeah, it was kind of, it was quite cringy for me, and just it did not work, unfortunately. And yes, going from that, we have a great film for me, and that is Thomas Vinterberg's Another Round. So yes, once again starring Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, this film blew me away, and in terms of, you know, kind of 2020 films, you know, I think just yeah, you know, this film is potentially my favourite of that year so far, and it just blew me away, life affirming, you know, just quite a magical experience this, and you know, so investing, you know, kind of realistic as well. The dialogue, and just kind of gets you invested, and then really takes you places. You know, it did for me anyway, and very spiritual film this, and you know, just overall an absolutely stunning film, and you know, the ending even, you know, just that final sequence, you know, oof, you know, really thinking on that, you know, wow, it just it was so great to see the way this film ended. You know, it's just unbelievable, this film. You know, highly recommend seeing this. I had heard you know, heard a lot of praise about this film, and you know, I was kind of very interested in seeing this. You know, another film from this director, and yes, I must say it kind of exceeded my expectations, and absolutely loved it. Mads Mikkelsen, especially, as always, you know, it's just legendary in this film, and always kind of remember this film, even if I never saw this film again, which I obviously will be watching this, you know, rewatching this film quite often as much as I can, but you know, even if I never saw this again, it would stick with me. It's one of those films, just the story beats, the actual, the idea, very simple idea at first, and just the characters and the emotions I got from it. So yes, another round, a stunning film, and after that, you know, I had a rewatch of Citizen Kane, and a bit of foreshadowing there. You know, I was kind of planning on going through some of Orson Welles' films, and yeah, just obviously I have Magnificent Ambersons. I got that for Christmas, you know, on Criterion, and was hyped for that film. But yes, you know, we have Citizen Kane, of course, one of my favourites. You know, it's kind of, it's not in my top 100, but it is, you know, on my list of favourites, and you know, personally, and yeah, just, of course, you know, for me, a masterpiece, and you know, it really is just, it's one of those films. Of course, not everyone will love every single film. You know, you don't have to love this film, I guess, you know, because yeah, there's obviously an idea that you know, this is yeah, we'll talk on that. You know, some say the best film ever made, but you know, some say The Godfather is, some say you know, so and so, and you don't have to agree, and you know, you don't have to love or like a film that is, you know, kind of has this, you know, esteem, and I personally do. I do love this film, and because, you know, the next film, you know, The Magnificent Ambersons, you know, I absolutely hated. You know, there we go. It's an unfortunate film, that one, but you know, I'd once again rewatch Citizen Kane just because I wanted to see it again. You know, it's one of my favourites in some regards, and you know, I love Orson Welles, you know, in that film, and you know, The Third Man, and you know, all the things, you know, I've seen him in, and you know, I think Citizen Kane is just so great. You know, I had very high expectations for Ambersons. You know, I had heard about this film for many years, and you just had it on my watch list, and you know, finally got this on Criterion, and I know it's not, you know, we'll never see the original cut in that sense, and it's, you know, around 80 odd minutes. You know, the one that I watched and what is available to the public. Even still, that wasn't my issue, you know, with the film. It's just, it was never interested to begin with, and I think the first, you know, the prologue, you know, I was kind of, yeah, it was okay, but you know, after that, you know, the actual film here, you know, I was just bored straight away, unfortunately, and didn't get invested in the characters. That's the thing, you know, whatever the cut may be, you know, I think the characters, the dialogue, the story, the actual tone of this, you know, I didn't get behind. I wasn't interested in any of the characters at all, really. Obviously, Joseph Cotton, I think, was probably the best in this film. But you know, Tim Holt as well. You know, he was great in the Treasure of the Sierra Madre, of course. You know, film I absolutely love. And even that, you know, I just didn't really care for the performances here. And you know, I thought it was just the tone didn't work for me, and even the lighting. It was just it was a bit of, you know, a kind of depressing experience. And you know, I think just being presented with this family, you know, and these different characters, I was never invested. The party scene, which was one of the first scenes of the film, you know, I was just already kind of thinking, I hope this gets, you know, more interesting to me, because I love period pieces, of course. You know, I'm absolutely nuts about them. You know, I love seeing films like this in that sense. You know, I just love you know, films like this grand, you know, kind of costume dramas in that sense. But you know, nothing really worked for me. It didn't come together. It didn't start off very well, and you know, it's unfortunately, you know, it's kind of an experience that I really did not enjoy, and you know, it was a real slog for me, and yeah, did not like this at all, one bit. Next up, we have Zodiac, David Fincher, and this is a film that I did enjoy. You know, I thought it was a good film, and you know, really impressive I think the first act, it really was much better, and it went off, and I think it was quite meandering for me. I wasn't really always engaged with the film. I was kind of zoning in and out, even though always mostly following the kind of details. It wasn't that investing after that, and I think there was a great moment, a stunning moment towards the end of the film, and just a moment of cinema there. But really, the final act, it didn't really come together for me, and just the desire to not show certain things actually was. I would have preferred to have seen at least certain things, and other times, perhaps it would have been best not to kind of hint at things. So yeah, it was a good film. It was just not a film that I loved personally. I thought I would perhaps love this film, but wasn't always behind the performances as well. I just wasn't always kind of invested in this film. Jake Gyllenhaal, though, was great throughout. I really think if he wasn't in the film, I would have liked it a lot less. He's always great, but overall, a fine Fincher for me. I know a lot of people will say this is one of the best Finchers. For me personally, it's not, but I certainly like this film, really commend this, and especially, kind of got behind the first act of the film, so yes, Zodiac. We'll just kind of go through these films very very quickly and get to the their favourite first watches. Of course, this has gone on for quite a bit, this video, but yes. Piranha 3D, from 2010. I saw this when it came out. I hated it, and I thought it'd be interesting to see, if I kind of came round to this film at all. And I didn't have much time, and I thought I'd stick this, stick it on in that sense. Don't usually do that, but I had to kind of find a film, and I thought let's just put that on. Wasn't in the best of moods, but yes, saw this again, and I hated it again. But yeah, it's a shame because it has elements of a really enjoyable B film, horror film, and some moments that I thought was decent, but overall didn't do it for me, and reason why I didn't like it the first time around. So yes, Taken 2. I'd never actually seen this film. I've seen Taken quite a few times, but Taken 2, underwhelming. Not an awful film for me personally. I've not seen Taken 3, but I think it started out. I was kind of enjoying this film. Mildly enjoying this film. The second half, not so much. Overall, it's pretty kind of mediocre for me, I guess, and it does disappoint after the first, which is a really enjoyable action thriller film. Really got behind this. But Liam Neeson, was great in the film. It's just especially the action. This is an action film, of course, and the action was just not well done for me, and it was just constantly cutting in a way that really compromised the action actually and the investment of the scenes. So yes, going through that. Free Guy, of course, Ryan Reynolds. An enjoyable film, video game world, of course, and recommend seeing this film. Of course, it's a very watched film. Of course, yes. I was intrigued to see this finally, and it's a good film. Not one that I loved, but it was fine, and a nice experience. After that, I saw Harold and Kumar: Escape from Guantanamo Bay. So yes, the sequel to the first Harold and Kumar film, and loved the first. Really liked the second actually, and it was a very I think underappreciated sequel, perhaps, and really enjoyed this one. Hilarious at times, and once again, really investing film with these two characters, and just a really nice experience, of course. And the day after that, once again, I love this director, Guy Ritchie, of course. Always praise Guy Ritchie on the channel, and really love seeing what he does next. Always will. But this film here, Wrath of Man. I didn't dislike this film too much. It just wasn't one that I kind of overall, consistently enjoyed. I did at first, but it went off again, and it was just a bit of a slog. I think the characters weren't that interesting for me, and I think the way the plot unravelled, and the actual storytelling in the final act, and the kind of different action scenes, and kind of the way it was presented as well, the actual going back to different points in the story. It was just a bit messy for me, and wasn't too investing. It was kind of a harmless film to sit down and watch, and to see, of course, Jason Statham once again with Guy Ritchie was great, but just a one that I wasn't big on. I prefer other Guy Ritchie films personally, but love Guy Ritchie, and it was it was interesting to see. And yes, Under the Shadow, a very interesting horror film. Watch the film and see what you think. I did really enjoy this one. Some things I wasn't, kind of big on, but overall very enjoyable and really unique and atmospheric, and just investing, especially at first. Really just got invested in this set of characters and what's going on. So for a very creepy film, and yes, highly recommend it. After that, I saw Last Night in Soho, the next Edgar Wright film that I, of course, hadn't seen, and really enjoyed this film. Loved elements of this, and I think really a divisive film. I'm on the positive side. I really praise this film, and highly recommend seeing it if you've not got around to it yet. Really interesting film, of course, and very sadly, the final Diana Rigg film and. Performance, of course, really, really sad. Legendary actress, of course, and she was great in this film, and I loved, seeing her in this, and yeah, just some really great performances in this, and I loved a lot of this. After the first kind of 15-20 minutes when it really got going, I loved a big portion of this film, and just visually, but the music as well, just. The story to this, really, really interesting. Would highly recommend seeing this, and I look forward to seeing it again, actually, at some point, knowing how it turns out. So yes, recently as well, we'll get to that on the next one. I rewatched Hot Fuzz, which I love, but yes, just a few films, in fact 2 films left now. Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin, of course the 7th film in the franchise, and seeing this film finally, on streaming, and it was an enjoyable film. I don't think any of the Paranormal Activity films are bad at all. In fact, I like every single one of them personally, and I think this is definitely not one of my favourites, but it was interesting, and it was kind of quite scary, and enjoyable film overall. Some things that could have been better, could have turned out. I think it didn't quite deliver in the final act, but really, once again. Liked it, enjoyed it, and would recommend the film. And finally, the last film of June was rewatching The Social Network, of course, David Fincher. Now this is a film I do love, and seeing it again, it was great to go back and see this. Do I think this is perhaps a perfect film? Is this one of the very best films from Fincher? We'll get to that, and I'm still trying to process once again on a rewatch some of the outcome, the final act, we'll see what, I'm still processing this film. I do love this film, I think it's great, but, just a few things that I think, I try to, I'm still trying to deal with, in that sense, and how, it turned out and stuff, and did I love this and that, but yes, The Social Network, of course, stunning film from Fincher, and certainly one of the great ones that he made, and yes, I do love this film, of course. So yes, that's it for the watches going through, and of course now we have the favourite first watch of May and June. So yes, picking a film from each month, and what was my favourite film of each month, and for me, May had to be Frenzy from Alfred Hitchcock. Some great films I watched in May, but this is the one that I was invested in the most and kind of on edge with, and just it's Hitchcock, of course. When he's on form, it's hard to compete with. I don't think this is a perfect film. It's not one of the very best Hitchcock films, but it is a stunning achievement, and I loved pretty much all of this film, and really, it was such a kind of tense film. I was invested throughout, and constantly kind of waiting to see what would happen next. And of course, a review has been filmed, and that will be up at some point. But yes, Frenzy, really one that I recommend to Hitchcock fans, and obviously I will go for every single one eventually, and it's just a matter of time. But Frenzy, being the penultimate Hitchcock film, certainly it delivered, and yes, overall, for my preference, it's my favourite first watch of May. And so yes, with June we had, again, many great films that I watched, but it had to be Licorice Pizza from Paul Thomas Anderson. This film just blew me away, and I really I was very surprised, at how much I loved this film and how stunning it was. Had high hopes, but he done it again. Anderson delivered, and he is one of my 10 favorite filmmakers, of course, and I love all of his films actually. That he's made, and I think Licorice Pizza, though, is a really special kind of return to the magic, the charm, the buzz, the excitement, the energy, just the comfort, of his earlier films. Not to say that They'll Be Glad and The Master and all these, they lack kind of a charm or anything. No, it's just a very different feeling I get these films, and again, not to say that I prefer Licorice to There'll Be Blood and stuff like that, but yes, just overall, it's a great return to that feeling, that kind of energy actually, and the style perhaps in some ways to Boogie Nights, Hard Eight, etc. And yes, a great film to watch. Highly recommend seeing this. Yes, for me, a stunning film. Once again, hats off to Anderson, and easily my favourite first watch of June. And so there we have it. I said my favourite first watches. I've gone through most of the films, at least that I've been watching recently. And yes, tell me your thoughts. It's been a long one, but yes, tell me your thoughts on as many films as you want. And also, what have you been watching recently? What's your favourite first watch of May, June, July, and now, of course? And yeah, just any films you want to talk about, and anything cinema related. As always, it'd be great to discuss in the comments. And it's been once again great to do this. And as I say, I will be once again returning to a regular upload pattern, and I look forward to that. It's been a shame. I have missed kind of talking about cinema and uploading and interacting a bit more. And again, it's all going to kind of come back. I've said that a few times, but I will make it happen this time around. And it's been nice to do this again once more. A film log update, and many more videos to come on the channel. And just once again, it's definitely going to happen. I'm going to return to regular uploads and get back on the channel once more. So yes, as always, take care and thanks for watching.